Hello everyone. Today I'm super excited because we are kicking off something brand new, something fresh, and honestly, something that could become one of the coolest portfolio projects you have ever built. You know, the job market is right now super competitive. Hundreds, sometimes thousands of applications flood in for a single role. Recruiters spend only a few seconds scanning each resume, and most of them get filtered out by the ATS systems before even a human sees them. That's why tools like Kick Resume, Enhance CV, and many others have become so popular. These platforms are game changers. They help people create stunning, ATS friendly resumes, write powerful cover letters, and even optimize everything using AI. And then there's platform called zepresume.com, which I personally find really impressive. And that's because I'm the creator of ZepResume. Well, in this platform, you will see a power-packed AI-based resume services, including Resume Checker, that basically scans your CV and gives a health score with clear improvement suggestions. A resume scorer that compares your resume directly against a specific job description and gives you a matching percentage plus actionable feedback. An AI career coach that gives personalized guidance, cover letter generators, mock interview practices, ATS optimization tools, portfolio builder, and the list goes on. These tools are saving people hours, sometimes days of frustration, and helping them land more interviews. Now, here comes the exciting part. What if I told you that we can build something very similar completely from scratch as our next big portfolio project? That's right. We are going to create our very own AI powered resume platform, and we are calling it Resume Genie. Think of Resume Genie as your magical career assistant, one that uses the latest in generative AI to help anyone craft better resumes, match jobs perfectly, get scores, suggestions, and more. And the best part, we are building this entire thing using cutting edge techniques, especially RAG, retrieval augmented generation. So our AI does not just hallucinate general advice, it pulls real, relevant information and gives super accurate, context aware help. Plus, we are going to do it all with what I love to call vibe coding. Clean, enjoyable, step by step coding that actually feels fun, even if you are still learning. Whether you are a complete beginner in Python who just wants to build something impressive for your GitHub, or you already have some experience and want to level up with real world generative AI concepts, this project is designed so everyone can follow along, learn a ton, and end up with an awesome deployable portfolio piece that actually solves a real world problem. So buckle up, because this is going to be an exciting journey. In the next video, we are going to sit together and properly plan the whole thing. What are the core features do we build? Which one should we build first? What tech stacks makes the most sense in 2026? And how do we make sure it's user friendly, powerful, looks great, and how to deploy it? We are going to dream big, but also keep it realistic and achievable. If you are ready to build something meaningful, learn generative AI hands-on. Let's turn Resume Genie into reality together. See you in the next video. Let's do this. Hi. Now that we are aware of the features of ZepResume and similar other platforms, let's try to finalize what features are we going to have in our AI powered resume platform. And to begin with, let's try to give a name. So our name of the platform is going to be Resume Genie. And eventually we will be creating a logo of it. And what features are we looking at? Let's try to have 3 or 4 features. We don't want to complicate it. So let's say we will have a resume checker, which basically takes your resume and gives you a general score, let's say 86 out of 100, and with some analysis like what are the strong areas, what are the weak areas, what are the keywords that you have mentioned, what are the keywords that can help your resume score even better, something like that. Secondly, we will be having a resume scorer, which is similar to resume checker, but here, sorry, resume scorer, which is similar to resume checker, but here your resume scoring will be done based on the job description you are applying for. Similar kind of scoring technique, but this time with respect to the job description. The third feature that we are willing to have is a AI based career coach. Now this is a comparatively simple application where you will be passing your resume. We will be using a prompt template. We will inform the large language model to behave as an expert, and then using your resume we will be creating a chatbot where you can interact and ask anything about your career. And what else can we have? Like, these are the main 3 features that I'm willing to have, and another can be like a cover letter generator, and again this is going to be based on the job description plus your resume, and if you pass along with the prompt template, your large language model knows about this and then it gives you an output. So let's try to confirm these 4 features: resume checker, resume scorer, AI based career coach, and cover letter generator. Let's try to have these 4 features in our application named Resume Genie. So going forward, what are we going to have? In the next video, we will try to have a non-technical video where we will try to generate the logo. In the next video, we will try to have individual videos to get started with this feature. So resume checker, there will be one video. Resume scorer, there will be one video. There will be one video for AI career coach, and finally cover letter generation. And once we have all of these individual pieces, then we will have another set of video to combine all of these applications, Streamlit applications, and try to create our final app. Going forward, we will also see, if time permits, we will also have like a Flask based application which will even look better than the Streamlit application. So this is like an optional one. We'll see if we can do this, but nevertheless, if it is done or not done, finally we will try to take our Streamlit application and we'll try to deploy it. So eventually you will have a IP and a port, like a public IP and a port to access this platform. So this is the plan, end-to-end project, and we are also going to use vibe coding for creating all of these applications. So anybody who has less knowledge on Python, you can definitely go through this project, and it's going to be a super interesting and super fruitful portfolio project for you, and actually it will open up your brain and you will be eventually able to explore other projects that you can do using vibe coding and a bit of generative AI knowledge. So let's get started without further ado. Hi, welcome. So before we get started with the technical part, let's try to create a logo for our final application. Well, this is a purely non-technical topic and not relevant as well. It's an optional topic. If you want to skip this part, please go ahead and watch out the next videos. Well, in this video, I'm going to create a logo on Canva without wasting a lot of time, and also try to leverage AI to generate the logo. Let's see, we will try to finalize the logo and then we'll try to write down a very simple Streamlit application where we will be rendering the logo. So we will see how our logo looks on top of our application. That's the end goal of this particular chapter. So it's a fun chapter. I already have Canva opened here, and let's try to go to one of the basic designs that I already had. Now this is a existing logo. Let's try to create a duplicate out of it, and this is where we need to create a logo. So let's say I'm asking to generate something, generate a design. Canva already has AI functionality, so it will be able to generate. But in the meanwhile, it is generating. Let's try to go to Grok and also ask Grok to generate. I am working on a AI powered resume platform where we have multiple resume services such as resume checker, resume scorer, AI career coach, etc. I want to generate a logo for my website named Resume Genie. Please generate a HD logo. Actually, even before asking here, I will ask this to LM Arena to create a prompt template. Create a prompt for this. So LM Arena will create a good prompt. And in the meanwhile, let's also check Canva. Something has been done. We have gotten something. Add as a new page. This looks good. If I have to change the background color to white, okay, the design itself is like this. Okay, that's fine. Let's see. You can see the prompt is ready here, so I'm just copy pasting it, and then I'm asking Grok. Haha. So not bad. This one is good. We'll try to use this. So let's try to download it. And once this is downloaded, I'm just taking the help of remove PG, or else we can directly use here. Let's say we will copy paste it here and remove this, upload this, and once it is uploaded, and just edit to edit an image, you need WebGL to be enabled. Okay, so you can see our logo is ready. I will just rename it as Resume Genie. That should be it, and download it. Okay, so our Resume Genie logo is ready. Now, as a next step, what we are going to do is we are going to create a simple Streamlit application where we will be able to leverage, like take our Resume Genie's logo and try to create a simple Hello World application. Okay, so to begin with, I'm going to open Spider. You can also generate the piece of code directly from Grok or any other AI tool, but here we are using like we will be creating it from scratch. So let's say I will have my folder where I will be using the folder for our work. Let's say I will write it down as code, and I will be using this folder structure, and here I'm going to create a new file and I'm saving it here as demo.py. Okay, so to begin with, import Streamlit as st from pil import image. Let's say logo equals to image dot open. Here I will keep my image. So let's say and just write it down as logo so that we can just keep it logo.png, and then st.sidebar.image, just pass logo. Okay, logo, and then width equals to 140, and then let's say st.sidebar markdown. Let's say I'm just going to write it down as sorry sidebar dot markdown, and here I will write it down as hello world app. Okay, and let's say I will make it bold, and then let's say I'm providing a title to it, hello world, welcome to my first Streamlit application, and then st title st.write. I think we are all good. Let's try to save it. Go to this folder, open Anaconda prompt, navigate to the folder, and then run Streamlit demo.py, and Streamlit run demo.py. Beautiful. My application is ready. I'm able to see the logo. Well, the logo is little bit bigger, so maybe what I can do is I'll ask Grok to make it smaller version of it. I want the logo to be a little bit smaller. Can you do the changes? So here, instead of, okay, just width needs to be changed. Okay, so I'll just change the width. I thought along with the width, height and few other parameters needs to be changed, but no. Okay, I think that's good. Make it 60 maybe, and we are good. Yeah, this is better. Yeah, we can tweak it, but I think the idea is clear, right? This is exactly what my application looks like. I will just name it as resume Genie. Okay, so the agenda of this video is clear. Let's move into the next part where we will try to create individual services like resume checker and various other things in individual videos. See, hi, let's get started with the first page, which is resume checker. Now, if we look at the resume checker, we are basically expecting a simple output, let's say 86 out of 100. And then let's say we want some items like strengths and weaknesses in the resume, and let's say the skills extracted, and also what should be the next career path for this particular candidate. These are the three things we are expecting. So let's go ahead and start with our basic coding, and once our basic coding is done, then we will try to leverage AI. We'll try to use either Grok or OpenAI or any other platform that you are comfortable with to kind of take help of those AI to generate the codes. So let's go ahead. So the very first thing is installing all the libraries. Let's say I'm going to use LangChain XAI. I'm going to use LangChain Community. I'm also going to use PyPDF for the PDF parsing, LangChain Core, let's say some sentence transformers, and LangChain Community. LangChain Community is already done. So let's try to install all this. And in the meanwhile, my resume is already on this collab. So let it complete, and then I will quickly get started with the next pieces of code. It will probably ask me to restart my terminal, but it's okay. In the meanwhile, to get started with, I'm going to use Grok API, but I will also tell you how can we quickly switch to Olama models so that you can also use one of the open source models. Let's say, depending on your computer's power, maybe you can use Llama 3.2 or maybe Tiny Llama, depending on what configuration you have. So my installation is done. Then let's say import OS. I'm going to take the API key. Now before taking the API key, I will have to generate an API key. Okay, so let's say I will go ahead to Grok billing, and I'll have to go to the billing API credits. API keys, in my case I don't have any API key, so let's try to take and test API key. So copy this. So let's say XAI API key is equals to okay, and from LangChain XAI import chat XAI, initiating the chat, chat XAI model equals to Grok 4, API key equals to XAI API key. That's it. Just to test it out, maybe I'll just quickly do result equals to chat.invoke, and let's say I'm going to ask something from my PDF document. What are the roles and sorry, we are not using PDF, right? We'll directly ask it to the chat to the Grok LLM. So let's say quickly I'll ask who is Roger Federer. Answer in 2 lines. So this is where I'm directly calling the Grok. I have not used any kind of PDF document as of now. Print result.content. Yeah, Roger Federer is a retired blah blah blah. So I'm going to delete it as I let it be. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do the next pieces of code. I will try to leverage the PDF based chatbot. So let's say PDF based RAG chatbot. Well, we are not creating a chatbot though. We are just creating a resume checker. So it's a one-time output from LangChain community document loaders. Import PyPDF loader. PyPDF loader, and just copy paste this path. So we are reading my resume. Documents equals to loader.load. I'm loading it. Context equals to /n/n dot join doc dot page content or doc in documents, and then we will be writing down a prompt. So here I will be leveraging AI to write down the prompt. Let's say prompt template input variables equals to context, question, template equals to you are an intelligent assistant trained to understand the input document and provide a score out of 100 based on multiple rubrics. Also try to provide strengths and weaknesses found in the resume. Also provide skills mentioned in the resume and what skills can we add to the resume to make it even a better resume, something like that. So let's just, I'm just doing a freehand here and I'm going to take help of ChatGPT. So let's say I want to make this prompt better as I want a structured resume score based on the input first. Input is a resume in PDF. Yeah, you can see it's just doing the job, and then I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it out. That's it. Formatted prompt needs to be invoked. So here, as we were invoking a question directly, instead of the question I will be using the formatted prompt. So formatted prompt is nothing but prompt.format, context equals to context, question equals to so actually we don't need to add question here. Okay, let me take help of ChatGPT. After this, what should I use to invoke the chat variable? My chat is it has given me some output. Let's try to use that. Chat.invoke. The context is, I don't have to pass the context actually. I'll have to rerun it. It's okay. Anyways, let it finish. Yeah. So never mind. I'm going to rerun it. So I'll rerun this. I'll just comment it out. You can also do a streaming output. It's also very easy to do a streaming output. Just you'll have to go through chat.stream and then pass the formatted prompt and then print it out. But no resume or context documents was provided in your query. To perform an accurate is based on the specific criteria. Let me try to rerun it. Starting from here, then here, then here, then here. I mean, logically, it should be able to come back with an output. We have provided a question, formatted prompt. Yeah, I think, okay, let's wait. Let's wait. In the meanwhile, let me write down the streaming output as well. Formatted prompt. Yeah, you can see there is an output, and I will also do a formatted output. So formatted out. So basically, this chat.stream is something like the way AI responds back, right? It will print you and it will show you the final output. You can see the score is 75. The strengths are provided, weaknesses are provided, skills mentioned are provided, recommended skills are provided. To improve, focusing on adding metrics to experiences, customizing the resume for target jobs, and expanding sections. Okay, so we are able to do it. So basically, this is exactly what resume checker is. Now, what I'm going to do is I will try to leverage AI and I will try to convert this into a Streamlit application. Now, if you want to tweak this template, you are always okay to tweak it. In case you want to add something else, like what should be the next career path or something like that, we can do that directly as well. Next career path, suggest what should be the next career paths for this candidate. Actually, I'll do the streaming one because that is going to give you a better output. While this is getting executed, let's try to open another session of Grok because we will be converting this entire thing into a Streamlit application. It's very simple. If you even want to get started from scratch, it's also very easy to do. But still, I will be leveraging AI for this. So I will just refrain from providing my key. And then I want to convert this into a Streamlit application where on the front end I can pass the resume and there should be a submit button on click of which the resume checker output should be displayed. Yeah, that's it. Let's try to have the final piece of code. So in the meanwhile, I'll open my my spider, and then let's say I'm naming it as resume checker.py, and I'm going to copy paste this entire piece of code. So the entire piece of code is already written here. Resume evaluator, resume checker, not evaluator. Okay, I will just pass my API keys here. Import OS is twice, and that's it. Everything else remains the same. Prompt template, resume checker, powered by Grok 4 XAI. Upload your resume, blah blah blah. Okay, this should be fine. This should be fine. And then I will try to go to Anaconda prompt, navigate to my folder, and run streamlit run resume checker.py. If this works, that will basically be the first part of our final application. Similarly, we will be doing the same for next few of the steps like resume scorer, AI career coach, and blah blah blah. And then we'll try to club it down so that we will have our final application ready. It's still running in the background. Yeah, it should be up now, initializing the graph model. Resume checker. Let's try to upload my resume and then evaluate. And so as I told you that if you want to convert this into a open source model, instead of grok, it's very simple. You just have to convert this into as simple as, sorry, my bad, you have to just convert this into chat olama and then provide your llama model. Let's say on olama, if you are using, let's say, tiny llama, then you just have to change it here. That's it. And you just don't have to pass any key because there is no need of key. And that's it. Temperature and max tokens, you can keep it as it is, or use the default configurations. It's completely up to you. And instead of chat xai, you just have to take your, instead of langchain xai, you have to take langchain underscore olama and import your chat olama. That's the only change that you need to do. So let's go back. Is our resume scorer ready? Yes. Resume checker is ready. Evaluation result, the strengths, the weaknesses, skills explicitly mentioned. We have a bunch of skills, recommendation, additional skills, suggested new career steps, AI solutions architect. And this is correct, this is accurate because my profile is around this. So yes, director of data and AI in long-term direction, chief AI officer, or CAIO. So this is pretty much good. Now that brings an end to our resume checker. Let's move into the other parts of this beautiful project in the next video. Hi, let's get into the next topic of cover letter generation. In the previous video, we tried to create a resume checker where we were able to upload the resume from the front end. We used a prompt template that this is how you need to behave, these are the rubrics, and based on which we were able to get the output, which is like a resume score 86 by 100 with strengths, weaknesses, and various other things. So cover letter generation is comparatively very similar to what we have done. The only change will be the prompt template that has been used. So we will try to tweak the previous code and we will be trying to replicate the same that we did for resume checker. So let me just try to create a copy of it. It's the same thing, resume checker, that we used in the previous one. Let's try to rename it to cover letter generation. So cover letter generator. I'm assuming that the installations will not be needed. I'm just quickly running through. In case it is needed, we'll try to come back and install all the libraries. Okay, so the installations are asked again because we created a new session. So let's try to install it. And then once the installation is over, let's try to go ahead and call this. So while the installation is going on, let me just try to tweak the prompt template here. So the prompt template here is going to be context equals to this. So here I will be using, let's try to remove everything. Template is equals to and here I will be just changing it. Instead of this, I will be using based on the resume of the candidate, provide a cover letter. That's it. I mean, if you want to rephrase it, obviously you can paste it to grok to rephrase it. Here is the resume of the candidate. That's it. And then you have to just pass the context, which is basically what we have got here, right? That's it. Fair, all good. We have already installed. Let's try to jump into the code. So here I'm initializing the chat XAI. Once this is done, I'm just bypassing this print statement. It's not needed. We have already tested it out. The chat.invoke is anyways working. Here, I will be uploading my resume that we have used. Okay. And then I'm going to read it. By PDF loader, we have defined a template. In case you want to change this template, you can always go to Grok and change it. Let's say I am creating a cover letter generator. Can you rephrase the template? I think it's almost the same thing. Generate a professional cover letter. Yeah, we can do that. Okay, template. And here, let's try to just cut it off. I will directly use for m in chat.stream, and I will just pass template here. And inside the template, I'm already passing the context. So it should be able to give me the output and end and then flush it. So let's run this. So you can see below is the professional cover letter generated, your full name, address, hiring manager. I'm excited to apply for the software engineer at okay. One second, it's basically giving a generic output not based on my resume. Let's say go ahead, context equals to da, 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 template equals to so now it will pass the context. Below is the professional cover letter. Yeah, you can see it is able to take my details from the resume. LinkedIn, it's basically asking few things that you need to manually enter because it's not able to take the hyperlinks from my document. If you see, my document has some hyperlinks like LinkedIn, GitHub, and various other things. So hyperlinks it's not able to take, which is fine, but other things are able to, it's able to take. And then as a dynamic leader, blah blah blah. Now, in case you want to do this with respect to a job description, you can also do the changes in this piece of code. Apart from this, you also take the job description. Let's say I'm going to take, let's try to go to a specific job. Okay, let's say we'll go for this one, data science and analytics consultant. And let's say, okay, this is the job description. So job description equals to, okay, job description equals to this, template equals to this. Here is the resume. Generate a professional cover letter using answer. Okay, uh, generate the cover letter. I will just tweak it that I have already added my job description. I want to use the JD job description and the resume to provide the final cover letter. Can you tweak the prompt? Can you tweak the template? So you can see template, it's basically changing it to write a professional, da, 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 da. And then I will just try to copy this now and then run this and then run this. So what changes it has done? It has basically taken the job description and taken the candidate's resume, and it has provided write a professional compelling cover letter, 300 to 400 words tailored specifically to the job description. And now you can see it is able to write. See, basically the only change here in the previous one was a very generic cover letter. Now here it is explicitly writing that I want to apply for your analytics consultant position, because the position matters. If you're applying for an AI engineering role, you should mention that in your cover letter that I'm applying for an AI engineering role, right? So that brings to an end to our simple piece of work. Now we are going to take the next step of converting this into a Streamlit application. So let's try to take this. We'll just take this. Before this, I will take this. API key, and then I'm going to take this piece of code, and then I'm going to take this, then I'm going to take this, then I'm going to take this. Well, this is not needed. Can you convert this to a Streamlit application where I can pass the job description in a text box and upload my resume on the front end, and I get the final cover letter on the UI. So I'm basically telling this to convert this into a Streamlit application. Wow, so there is some issue with Grok. It says heavy usage. I'll try to create another instance of Grok, and I will only pass this information. Okay, now I'm able to get this. So it's pretty much same thing that we did in the previous code. You can also tweak this piece of code. Should be very straightforward, but it's okay. As we already got this, I will try to copy this, and then let's try to go ahead and open our Streamlit application. I will name it as cover letter generator.py, and API key I will pass. And that's it. Well, this is not needed. That's it. Let's try to go to Anaconda prompt, go to the folder. Sorry. Streamlit run cover letter generator. Now it's running on 8501, and let's see whether it is able to generate a cover letter for us or not. Well, the beauty of AI is that over the period of time, as AI has evolved, I can practicing AI long back in 2023. The results that were coming from AI and the results that are coming right now from AI, it's completely different. Okay, change Streamlit application can only be called once per, must be called. Okay, so there is some issue. Let's try to give this. Okay, let's try to copy this code now. Okay, and then let's try to run it. It's already running. I think it will be able to take it. Yes, AI powered cover letter generator. And the job description here is something that I'm going to pass from here. So this one, and that's my resume that I'm going to apply or upload from the front end and generate cover letter. I'm not trying to fix all these all these words like grok and all. For now, I'm just focusing on creating an application. Once we finalize everything, once we take it to our final application where all the 4 services will be available, then we will try to beautify it, make it set up everything, right? We are also not using the logo as of now that we created in the past, so we will use the logo. We will try to make it ready very soon. You can see this is the cover letter that has been generated. It's a little bit big. I can actually restrict that in the prompt template. um, it's not taking 300 to 400 words. Oh, it's taking, but it's too much actually. I can reduce it so that so that the final output is within the range. But yeah, it's done a good job. Current date, I'm writing to apply for the analytics consultant position, so it has done a good job. Through source, with over 13.5 years of experience, blah blah blah, and AI consulting. I'm excited about this opportunity. So that's basically your cover letter generator. See you in the next video where we jump into another feature of Resume TV. Hi, let's move on to the next part, which is going to be Resume Scorer. So what is Resume Scorer? Resume Scorer is basically, it's not what Resume Checker does. Resume Scorer is more very much relevant to the job description that you're applying for. That means if you are applying for an AI engineering role, and let's say your profile is not related to AI, of course your score will be less, 23 out of 100 or something, right? But if it is relevant, it's going to be more. So your resumes are going to be scanned through this job description. We will be using a particular rubrics that will be a part of our prompt template, and then our large language model will be able to give you the final output, which is like a report which says 86 by 100 and few other details. Now let us quickly try to get into Zep resume, where we will see what exactly the resume scorer is doing, and we'll try to replicate that for our application. So let's say I'm going to Resume Scorer. So it's asking for these things. My pro subscription has expired, but let's see if I'm able to do it. If not, I will try to use another account. And job title, and then I'm going to pass my resume. Or okay, it's not allowing. So I'm going to use another account. Zip resume, dashboard, AI services, resume scorer. I mean, you can also use Grok to uh, generate the entire rubrics, but I just want to use the same rubrics that we used here, so that it will look similar to what we are doing in Zep resume. Well, in Zep resume, we are not just using prompting techniques and various other things. We are, it's a more complex, it's a final product, right? But as part of this project, we are trying to do a fun portfolio project. So it's not going to be a replica of what this tool is doing, but still somewhat closer to that, right? So let it come back with a score. We are going to use that as part of our template. In the meanwhile, while it is getting generated, let me try to create a copy of it, and then we will be renaming it as resume scorer. Okay, resume scorer. Let's try to install all of these libraries again. While it is getting installed, this will remain the same, this remains the same, this remains the same, job description remains the same, template, okay, template is going to change. I'm going to change this. uh, Prepare a cover letter for this candidate based on the below details. Okay, So I'm going to do this, and instead of this I want to do a resume scorer that scores a resume based on a job description, and below are the details that I need as my resume scorer output. And what are the details? I will be getting it from here. Score out of 100 based on multiple internal rubrics. Then overall match out of 100%. Keywords matched, missing keywords. And then what else? Readability score out of 100. ATS compatibility score out of 100. Provide a two-liner format analysis. Skill gap analysis. And then overall improvement suggestions. Industry specific feedback. Industry specific feedback. Can you tweak the template? Okay, so let it run. I will go back and I will try to execute this code. So keys, initiating my chat XCI, skipping this part, loading my resume, and then running this piece of code, running the job description. So for template I will rely on Grok. So okay, Grok is not available, so let's try to use another instance. It happens when you're using a free uh, tool. It happens. So now Grok is able to do that, and okay, so it is able to do this. Now I'm going to change it. I think it was not complete. It's still writing it down. Okay, I will copy this again and run this, and then run this. Now I should be able to get my final output. It's very simple. Once you understand one of the flows, I think you can replicate and create as much features as you want to. And eventually this portfolio project can actually become, could be your beginning to your entrepreneurial journey as well, right? So yeah, you can see overall match is 82%, score is 85, keywords matched, missing keywords, um, readability score, ATS compatibility score, two-liner summary, skill gap analysis, missing week, overall improvement suggestions, blah blah blah, right? So beautiful. I mean, just in 10-15 minutes we are able to create such features. That's really good. Let's try to jump into the next part and create a Streamlit application out of it. So let's try to give this. Let's provide as less input tokens as possible, because I think the usage of Grok is increasing. So let me just try to do this the PDF file instead of x.pdf, and then job description, text here, and then template, same as we used by your suggestion, and then that's it. Convert this into a Streamlit application where I can provide JD in text box, upload my resume, and get a resume score on screen. So it's able to do it. The very important thing is the way you are writing the prompt. So prompt engineering plays a vital role. The way you write down the prompts, you can actually do wonders. Many people don't know how to write such beautiful prompts. We are not even, it's not even rocket science. The more and more prompting you do, automatically you will understand what exactly needs to be asked. Right? So I'm just copy pasting this piece of code where I will take the API key. That's it. Done. I think we are all good. Everything looks good. Let's jump into Streamlit Run Resume Scorer. I mean, okay, let's see. I also want to add one more thing on Streamlit if it is possible. Just like a simple visualization while it is running. Can I have the final overall score in a pie chart format? Can you rewrite the code? I'm just giving it a fun. So it's basically adding a chart here. Okay. Yes, we have this. Let's jump into this application. Job description, my resume. Oh, title was also needed, but it's okay. It's okay. And then analyze the resume match. So this is a spinner that we have used. If you see in the code, yeah, Streamlit spinner. So it will analyze and come back with some results. I'm just repeating once again for those who are not aware of Grok APIs and you want to use something that you don't want to spend money on, please go for Olama. And depending on what laptop or desktop you have, you can go for the smallest model, which is Llama 3.2, which is like a 2 GB quantized model on Olama. Tiny Llama is also there, which is like a 600 MB model. It is also quantized, but I will not recommend this because it's a very bad model. So this is something that you can easily use, and in order to use, you just have to tweak your code just from chat xai to chat olama. That's it. So instead of your from langchain underscore xai import chat xai, you just have to change it to from langchain underscore olama import chat olama. That's it. And just change this to chat olama and provide your model, which is exactly the model name that we have provided, right? Let's go to Streamlit. Yes, we are able to see everything looks good, beautiful, right? Let me give it a try on this new output. I will just change this and just reload it, and I will provide my job description, provide my resume, analyze and score. Okay. Taking a little bit more time than expected, but it's okay. I think it's because of the rendering thing. It's rendering an image, right? It will take some time. I mean, these are anyways UI skills. Eventually, if you are creating a platform out of it, uh, you know, eventually you are not going to use Streamlit, right? You will be going for, like, if you are using AWS better is go for Lambda functions. And from your front end, you can design your front end using AI. You can easily design, have multiple buttons. For each button, let's say you're triggering the resume checker, you can trigger that particular Lambda function, and that's pretty much how you can create your final application as well. But yeah, um, anyways, these are front end skills. Could not reliably pass the overall match, which is fine. So let's say, so I'll move back to the older code. Okay, I'll move back to the older code. Yeah, we were all good. That's it. I will just retry again with what we have done previously. Analyze resume match. So now we have completed multiple things, including the resume checker, the resume scorer, and the cover letter generation. The only thing left is the AI based career coach, which is eventually a prompt template plus resume based chatbot. So it's going to be a very straightforward one. So let's try to do that in the next video. You can see all good, everything is working. So that brings us to the end of resume scorer. See you in the next video where we jump into the AI career coach. This is a bit different because what we have done so far is like a Q&A kind of a thing where you are providing something on click of button, you are getting an output, right? But this one is going to be a chatbot, right? And in chatbots, historical data also is considered. So we'll try to create it. Shouldn't be that difficult. See you in the next video. Hi, welcome back. Well, in this video, we are going to build your AI career coach. So, the idea is very simple. The idea is, if you want to explore what exactly it is, it's like imagine your resume is already in the platform, and when you're clicking on start your resume is not here, so I'll just go to the profile and upload my upload my resume. The platform is still a bit buggy. Profile updated it says, but yeah, something is wrong. Okay, now it is showing, right? And then once your profile is available, you can actually open a career coach window and actually can talk to a chatbot. It's exactly like ChatGPT, but it is behaving like a career coach, which will be able to answer based on the details from your own resume, right? So let's say, okay, let it pass through, and let the chatbot window open. We'll try to do some chats. Okay, so this is your parsed resume. Let's say I want to change my career. What career path should I go ahead with? Please suggest. So now it is basically parsing through the resume, and based on what template we have trained, what specific industries, banking maybe, and Will AI architect role be a good fit for my profile? Given your extensive experience in AI, transitioning to an AI architect could be a strong fit. So it's telling your skills in machine learning, MLOps, and solution architect align well with the demands. Consider enhancing your knowledge of banking regulations and financial technologies. So this is what it is answering. So we will be replicating this. So so try to understand the input here is going to be resume. And once the resume is passed, we will be writing down a prompt template. And that's pretty much it. We will directly be calling the large language model and we'll create a chatbot window. And while we write down our prompt template, we will make sure that the historical conversation also goes into it, into the context basically, so that the large language model does not hallucinate, right? So let's try to create. Okay, let's try to save a copy of it and let's name it as AI Career Coach. Great. Install all these libraries. We're installing by PDF and various other things. Okay, done. Let's try to run this and then run this and then yes, this will be again the same. Close it and then run this. So here we are taking the resume context, documents equals to loader.load, resume context, okay, and then okay, and then I don't want the job description. So here I will write down the code from langchain code dot messages, import system message, human message, and AI message, and then chat history. Let's store the chat history. System message is system message, and then I will be passing content equals to you are a professional career counselor or career coach and resume mentor. Uh, you help with career guidance, resume improvements, interview preparation, job search strategy, skill gap analysis. That's it. I will pass the candidate resume, which is basically your context. Okay. Um, that's pretty much it. Run this. Sorry, system message. Sorry. Okay, that's pretty much it. So my template is ready. Everything is ready. Um, while true, user input equals to input, and then I will pass my u. If user input dot lawyer in exit or quit, print slash n goodbye. Chat history dot append human message, content equals to user input, human message equals to user input, and then messages equals to system message, system message, system message I have to pass, and then also need to pass the chat history. So this is going to be my messages, and then print coach and equals to, and then flush equals to. That's pretty much it. Response text equals to, for chunk in llm.stream, we have already defined the llm. What was that? Chat. Okay, that was chat. So chunk in chat.stream, and then pass, sorry, chat.stream, and then pass messages, and then print chunk.content, and sorry, and equals to plus equals to true, and response text equals to response text plus chunk.content. That should be it. Chat history dot append AI message also needs to be content equals to response text. So let's say it is asking, I want help. What is the hello? I'm thrilled to hear you are seeking help. Okay. See, all of these pieces of code, it's very simple. You can also generate it through AI. So what's happening here is also very simple. Maybe I'll just try to go through the code quickly once this is completed. So you can see we are able to create a chatbot. Now after this, we'll try to close it just by saying bye, or else you can quickly do Control C. It will also exit it. So it's telling to move into senior leadership role in AI or entrepreneurship or startup founder, like a AI SaaS product. Somehow it knows that ZipResume is my platform. So bye, and then bye. Oh, it should be like exit or quit. So quit, and this cell will be completed. Goodbye. Done. Now, okay, what's happening here is you're taking the user input. If the user input dot lawyer, you're printing it goodbye, and that's what you saw here, right? You saw that it printed goodbye, right? And then here we are taking the chat history, we are appending the human message here. So human message is something that you are typing in, right, from the user input, and here you are combining together the system message plus your chat history. Then you're printing your coach part. Response text equals to null for chunk in chat.stream. So you're streaming it, passing the messages, and you're taking the print chunk.content and you're appending your chunk.content with your response text. And finally, in your chat history, you're appending the AI message. If you feel confused, you can also take it to AI and ask, let's say, let's go to Grok and say that, can you explain the last few lines as it is confusing? So yeah, it has taken from the print coach because here it's very simple, right? Prints the coach without going to a new line. We are going to build the full answer manually because we are streaming. It is printing each tiny piece of the answer as soon as it arrives. No new line after each chunk. Flush true equals to show it on the screen right now. We quietly collect all pieces into one complete string and then chat history. Only after the full answer has arrived do we save it into the chat history. So it's very simple. It's understandable and simple. Maybe I'll just write down few comments so that you don't get confused. So to begin with, so first of all, it's the while loop is understood, right? It's just a while loop till the time your conversation is live, right? And this piece of code, which is the chat history append, so this is nothing but add user message to the memory. Okay, and then messages equals to system message. It's basically the building the message list. Okay, and then here add AI response to memory, right? Very simple. Now let's try to convert this into a Streamlit application. So I want to convert this into a Streamlit application where front end I can pass a resume and start a chatbot immediately. Remember, the chatbot should be on the right half of the screen and left half of the screen should show should show should should show my resume. Okay, let's do this exactly the way we have here. Let's see. So if this is done, majority of our work is done. We just have to club these streamlets. Now, clubbing could be a challenging task because each of our streamlet application is by number of tokens is huge. If I have to pass everything as an input, it might be difficult, but let's see. We can pass it as a file. So it's done, and I will write it down as AI career coach. Done. API key. Take the API key. The mouse anyways is not working. Done. Let's try to close this and run my Streamlit run AI career coach. Let's go ahead. resume based career coach chatbot. Let's try to upload the file, and then the chatbot started. On the left hand side, I can see my resume, which is oddly visible, but it's still okay. Let's try to ask a question. What can be my next career move? Please suggest. Wow, it's a very grok response. Grok tries to elaborate as much as possible. Sometimes it is annoying because I'm not here to go through all of this textual information. Unless and until you write down reply means short, Grok usually gives a huge response. So from tokens point of view as well, it's really bad. But still, it's working. That's more important. I'm just worried where is the next question? Yeah, so the next question needs to be asked is here. How can I become an AI architect? Write in 3 to 4 lines max. I have to explicitly pass in the prompt, else it is responding too big. Aesthetically wise, like it's not too clean, but feature wise, yes, it is doing the job. And that's Streamlit for you. The front end work is completely handled automatically. When we actually build a Flask application, we'll have more hold on the front end part. So we will be able to do better work. And you can see it's working. That basically brings to a end to our individual features that we have developed so far in Resume Genie. So far what we have done, we created resume checker, we created resume scorer, we created cover letter generator, we created AI based career coach. Now we are going to club together and finally have our Streamlit application, and then we will try to convert it into a Flask application, and we'll try to deploy them on AWS EC2 or maybe Azure or GCP. That's secondary thing. So see you in the next video. Hi, welcome back. Let's try to combine whatever we have done so far. Let's say we have already built our resume checker, our resume scorer, AI based career coach, and we have also done our cover letter generator. Let's try to club these four and create our final Streamlit application. So let's go to Grok. We already have our code with us. I'm going to pass everything to Grok. I'm expecting that Grok should give me the final output. Let's say I will navigate to the folder where we are having all our files. Career coach, resume checker, resume scorer, and where was that? Career coach, resume career coach, resume checker, resume scorer, and cover letter generator. Okay, so let's try to pass everything to Grok. I want to club these four services and create a final Streamlit application where on the screen I should get some text, and left sidebar should have 4 buttons to trigger these 4 services. Can you write down the final Streamlit code? So it is giving me some output. I don't know which service is good, but let's try to take one of them. It is asking to put everything into pages. And what about this one? Okay, this one, let's try to take this one and go to my main dashboard. Ah, my application is stuck. Yeah, now let me try to paste it out and then let's try to close it. Streamlit run main dashboard. And let's see if I go through the code. The title looks fine. There is a sidebar which is expanded, so that should basically have my 4 options. API keys are provided. We are initiating the chatbot, extracting resume text, cover letter. So there are different prompts here: resume scorer prompt, checker prompt, cover letter prompt, etc., etc. And let's see. You can see this is my final AI based resume AI toolkit powered by Grok. We have the cover letter generator. If we switch to resume checker, this is exactly how it looks like. Career coach is, let's try to test out this application. So I will try to, let's say I'll randomly pass something, machine learning, or let's say we'll take one of the jobs. So let's say I'll go to a job. Okay, let's take this one, AI engineer, for example. These are the details. My resume, which is here. Generate a cover letter. Wow, working, right? Working date, hiring manager, applying for the AI agent development role, and blah blah blah. So it has mentioned AI agent development role, but if you look at this one, this is an AI engineering role. But yeah, the detail says it needs expertise on AI agent, so that's why it has mentioned that, which is fine. So it's working. Let's try to get into the resume JD matcher. I'll do the same thing for match. It's analyzing. Score match is 72. Overall match, keywords matched. Again, this is a front end thing, right? It's not able to provide the bullet points uh, in a structured manner, but it's okay. It is compatibility score is good, and then overall improvement suggestions are good. So it's doing a good job. Now, if I go back to this template, so here, right, we are doing this one is resume JD matcher, right? So I think we need to make everything. If you need bold, you just have to make this surrounded by star star. So eventually this will become bold. I'll just show you quickly. Just save this too and refresh it. And I will paste the same, provide my job description. Now the first two things, sorry, not this one, my bad. And then score match. At least the first two things, which is score and overall match, should be in bold. If this works, you have to replicate it here for all of these things. You can see it is there for resume checker, but it is not there in the resume scorer. If you want To have bullet points like 1 to 3, you can also add that. Taking a little bit more time than expected. Yep, you can see, right? Score is in bold, overall match is in bold, and rest of the things, if you want in bold, you can also do that. Okay. All good. If you want it in bullet points like 1 2 3 4, that also you can do. So jumping into resume checker. Resume checker is a generic one. It already has everything formatted, so this one should give you proper formatted output. And lastly, we will go ahead and check the career code chat after this one. While this is getting done, okay, let it finish, and then we'll try to refactor the code a bit so that it goes with our branding style, because eventually we are naming this platform as Resume Genie with a logo. So logo is something we need to add here in the sidebar. We will try to take the demo one and we will try to do this one. Okay, you can see detailed evaluation. I'll try to refresh it and we should be able to see our logo as well. Yes, this is done. And let's try to rename all these things. Let's try to make it Resume Genie. I don't need to mention Grok 4. That's something which I should not do. Resume Genie. And where is this Resume AI toolkit? Powered by XAI. Where is this? Your all-in-one solution. So here I will change it to Resume Genie. Powered by here let it be. Four AI tools, like I will just mention AI tools to craft winning resumes, and this is how it looks like. Select a tool, cover letter generator, resume scorer, resume checker, AI career coach. Okay, all good. So aesthetically looks good. If you want to change all these icons and all, it's completely up to you. It's very simple. Just copy paste. Sorry, just Control F. See where this textual information is. It should easily be visible to you. For example, cover letter generator is here. You know, you can change it out. And let's try out our chatbot quickly. So our chatbot is something that is not working. Cover letter generator is working. Resume scorer is working. Oh, something is wrong. I think after we renamed it, it is not working. Yeah, this is fine. Yeah, this is fine. Yeah, you can see on the left hand side your resume is visible. On the right hand side, you can ask, I want to move, I want to change my career into AI architect role. Can I do that? What skills do I need to learn? AI career chat. So here the radio buttons that are available, I think somewhere in the tool, yeah, you can see this is where it is checking. If the tool name is this, then you do this. So basically, if you are changing the text here, you'll have to change the text here as well. And that should not be a big task. You can figure this out. And you can see finally our end-to-end application is ready. So congratulations, your beautiful portfolio project is ready with 4 of the services. Give it a try with multiple runs, and once this is fine, you can take it ahead to the next step and deploy this application anywhere you would like to. Let's say you want to deploy it on AWS or Azure or GCP or DigitalOcean. It's very simple. Try to check out the web. Let's say Streamlit App deployment to GCP. You will definitely find a multiple documentation or videos you can follow, and it should be very straightforward. However, I will show you how to deploy it on AWS EC2 instance easily, but that's pretty much it. Our end-to-end application is ready. Let's deploy it in the next video. Hi, welcome back. As our application is ready, let's try to get into the next part of deployment. Now, before getting into deployment, let me tell you a few things. As part of your practice, as part of taking your portfolio project to the next level of deployment, the easiest way to deploy is either choose any one of them and try to deploy it as a standalone Streamlit application. But the question is the industry using the same technique? To be very honest, deployment techniques changes from organization to organization, and it's very difficult to learn and practice each and every type of deployment. So I would say pick any of these services and try to deploy it and try to understand the basics of deployment. Why do we deploy it? Imagine you are currently having an application code which is, let's say, hosted on localhost, right? The first thing that you will observe is localhost is basically sitting on your local machine. That means anybody outside your network will not be able to access your application, right? Secondly, when it comes to deployment, we'll have to understand what exact application is it. Is it a separate standalone application, or is it a part of your front end? Let's say you have a front end and there is a chatbot widget where you are basically going to have your chatbot. So it depends on what exactly you are trying to do. So depending on that, you will have to collaborate with software engineers, especially UI engineers, in order to get your things deployed. Sometimes if you are not putting into a beautiful UI, let's say you are just trying to have an API exposed, in that case you can only convert your code into an API and just release the endpoint, and your endpoint could be either leveraged by the UI team or anybody else to try to access your APIs. That's it, right? So the simple deployment strategy is very simple to understand. You have your application, sorry, PY. You try to create an API endpoint to it, and you try to expose the endpoint, right? So how can you do that? You can either create a Lambda function if you are using AWS, or else you can create an Azure function if you are using Azure. And let's say it's part of your front end. Your front end team, your software developer who is responsible for front end, will be asking you, boss, for this particular chatbot, can you provide me your API endpoints? And then you provide your endpoints, and then whatever user is asking the question, goes as an input to your API, and your API is able to provide an output, and that output is being parsed in the front end. That's it, right? So we alone are not responsible for deployment, right? For deployment, depending on the company, we might need data engineers, we might need UI developers to kind of deploy it end to end. But sometimes we might not need them if you are just doing simple deployments, right? So in this particular exercise, I'm just simply going to take the help of AWS. I will be creating an EC2 instance, let's say t3.micro for example. I will try to enable the port because Streamlit by default runs on 8501. I will upload the code to GitHub, and then I will clone it to my EC2. I'll set up my environment, and once that is done, I will install all my libraries, and then I will run this application. And once this application is up and running, it should be visible in my EC2 instance public IP colon port, which is 8501. So that is what I'm going to do. So without further ado, let's get started. So to begin with, I will be logging into my AWS account. For those who do not have an account, you can create your own account. So in order to do this activity, you would need some credits. By default, you can, if you're getting started with it, probably AWS will provide you some credits. But if you are already an old user, you just have to pay something, and just add your credit card and practice this particular step. But trust me, it's not a very super expensive step. I usually create instances and play around. Shouldn't be that expensive, less than $10 for sure. But make sure you close all your instances after your practice is done, right? So I'm logged into AWS right now. I will be launching my EC2 instance. I will write it down as resume genie. I'll select Ubuntu T3 micro, let it be. I'll create a key value pair, let's say resume genie. Create, store the PM file, allow HTTPS traffic, allow, that's it, and everything remains the same. Launch your instance. In the meanwhile, while it is getting launched, I will just go ahead and mask this API key because I don't want to pass this API key. Line number 27, and then I'm going to create a GitHub account. I'm going to write it down as resume genie. Turn on my add readme. That's it. I will upload my file. Main dashboard and logo. That's pretty much it. Demo, if you want to add, you can add. Other files, make sure if you're uploading, make sure that your API keys are not visible. Okay. In my case, as these are visible, probably I will not upload them. And that's it. Done. Commit changes. Okay, I will also create I want to upload this this response b streamlit code to GitHub. Prepare a beautiful readme. It already has the context, so I'm just leveraging that and creating the readme out of it. So I will just try to copy it once this is done. Okay, it's done. Let's copy this. Wow, why it is not working? Has it uploaded? Okay, not yet. Commit. Something is wrong. Is it because it's running? No, right? It's not running. Resume Genie. Yeah, it's already uploaded. I'll edit the README. Commit changes. Done. And then, yeah, here few things are there. You can change it later on. And then I'm going to my instance, and my instance is up and running. Make sure you save this public IP. So I'm just saving it here. Colon 8501, and I'm connecting it. I will just copy this deployment file as well. I need to upload this deployment file as well. I'll just go ahead and upload it. It's not super mandatory. It just shows you the steps. That's it. Commit changes. Okay, once we are here, I will just try to open the deployment file, and we will quickly just execute these lines of code one by one. That's it. So this entire process of execution should not take more than 5 minutes. So yeah, first code is done. Second code. In case you are not sure what these codes are, you can directly copy paste it to ChatGPT or Grok, and it will explain you what these codes are. Okay, these are just setting up your environment and creating your environment and installing pip Python 3, and then installing your Python 3 virtual environment and all those things. So while the third line is getting executed, I will try to take this copy paste and paste it here, because I'm going to create a clone, right? It's taking a little bit more time than expected. Yeah, almost done. Done. And then the fourth command, and then I will be cloning the resume genie folder. So this will clone my folder. Let's say this is my resume genie folder. I have all the files. Make sure you add your this thing, your API key. So I will just copy it. Okay, and save it. That's it. Once this is done, I will install Python 3 pip, because eventually we will be installing all the requirements.txt, right? Oh, we also have to push the requirements.txt. So let's try to copy this piece of code. Okay, I can again do git clone, but it's okay. I will directly requirements.txt paste it. Actually, I don't need pip install commands. My bad. Okay, save it. Done. And then sudo apt update, and then install the Python 3 virtual environment. Meanwhile, I will just fix my requirements.txt as well. Where is that? .txt. Okay. Okay, so where were we? Apt update, and then I will run this. That's it. We are already in this folder, so I will skip that part. I will create a virtual environment. And once my virtual environment is created, I will just activate it and start my Streamlit application. Or before that, I need to install the requirements.txt as well. Okay, done. Activate your environment. I can see your virtual environment is activated. Now I will install my requirements.txt. If you want to have the exact version of it, you can always use grok, because you already have this instance created, right? Generate the requirements.txt as well. It will generate a requirements.txt for you. You can see watchdog and all are not required, but you can ignore that. But yeah, it has created Streamlit and this LangChain community, LangChain XAI, PyPDF, and so on. So let it finish. And we are almost ready. Now, while this is getting executed, let me just explain these two codes. Well, there is a small mistake here. The first one basically is a temporary running. In case you run this code and you by mistake you close this window or control C, your application will be shut down. But if you run this piece of code, it will always run in the background. So if you close this or control C, unless and until your instance is running, your application will always be running. So that's the difference. For now, we will just use this temporary running part. We'll run it, we'll show you everything is working fine, and then we will close everything. We'll close the instance, and we will wind up the video. Else unnecessarily tomorrow I will get huge bill. It's downloading some of the underlined libraries. Oh, there is a failure. No disk space. Okay, while installing something. Okay, never mind. We'll try to up it and okay. Pip reinstall Streamlit. We'll have to install it manually. I think uh, for some reason some of the library that we are using is huge, which is taking up the entire space. Invalid value. File does not exist. App.py, not app.py. Uh, Main dashboard. So it's running, but I think it might not run because some of the libraries might be missing. PyPDF for sure will be missing. Will throw an error on the front end. Let's see. Oh, we did a blunder. Let me close it. We have not opened up the port. I'll go to this instance, go to security, go to the security group, edit inbound rules, add a rule 8501, make it publicly accessible, save rules, and done. Now I will restart my application. Let me see if it is installed. Okay, now let's run this. Now let's run this. Now it is getting up. The port is up and running. No module named. That's expected because our requirements.txt failed, right? So it's okay. Let's try to install these. Yeah, done. Now let's run this. Fresh as expected. Yep, up and running. Tools are ready, logo is visible, everything is fine. Resume Genie, powered by blah blah blah. Let's try one of these options. Let's say I'll just provide my job description and pass my resume, and it's uploading, core match, analyzing. If one flow works, pretty much all the flows will work, and your final application is deployed. Now you can pass this link to anybody, and the anybody will be able to access it, test it out, and all good. Now this is not like a final product ready because eventually it's a Streamlit application. In order to make it product ready, either you have to go for a Flask based application and you need to involve AI or some of your UI developers who are good with designing a HTML and CSS page, and then only will be able to accomplish that beautiful UI. But at least for now, Streamlit application is also fine, and this can be considered as your final portfolio project. And you can see everything is coming. Analysis result, all good. You know what to do. Only these two are bold right now. I have already told in the previous video that you need to make changes here, and after that is done, it will give you in a structured format. That basically brings an end to this project. I hope you enjoyed it, and my main idea was very simple here, that how can we leverage an existing platform or an existing website and use that idea and then try to use our knowledge to create a portfolio project out of it. So yeah, that's it. Now some of the ideas that I will also give you as part of your portfolio project is, one of them is this one which we did. Another one is, why can't you have like a meals AI where the user will be able to provide age, weight, height, goal, whether to lose weight or maintain weight or increase weight, and then ask some relevant questions, whether he likes idli or dosa, chai or coffee, and some 10 to 15 questions, and then use a proper prompt template to ask your LLM model to come up with a final plan. And then why don't you give a 7-day meal plan to this user? This can be a beautiful portfolio project as well, right? Or else, instead of this, why don't you have a travel planner portfolio project? You pass all the information on the front end and then take all this information and create a project out of it. Or else you can create a medical related project as well. You can have a front end. When the user comes in, they will be able to upload their bills or maybe a blood report or something, and your AI will take these reports, analyze them, behave as a, let's say, general practitioner, and then you can create a chatbot out of it. So there are many ideas that can be explored, and you can have multiple n number of unique portfolio projects without just blindly going to Google or YouTube and searching for similar kind of apps or projects that hundreds of other people are already doing. Try to be unique, come up with a plan, ask Grok or ChatGPT whether this can be done, and then do it. That's exactly what a portfolio project needs to be: unique, and it should solve a purpose. Anyways, thank you all for joining this video, this entire project. I hope it was a learning for you. See you in another project. Thank you.